Laura,
Hi.
let's talk about my goat real quick.
Oh my god, Abdel, that's so embarrassing.
Look,
You should
okay,
really
okay,
stop
it is-
saying
it
that.
is-
You should really stop
He
saying
is
that.
he is going down in my ranks.
Thank God.
So maybe there's something. Andrew Schulz, a comedian, quote unquote, has been beefing with Kendrick Lamar of all people. And this all started, okay, so basically how this started was he had Shits and Gigs on.
Yep.
Andrew Schulz
His
had Shits on.
podcast?
Yeah.
Yep.
Shits and Gigs had a little media tour, and one of their stops was Flagrant, Andrew Schultz's podcast. And they had the podcast, and in the podcast there was like this bit about like black women that didn't really fly too
It was
well.
the black girlfriend effect, right?
Yeah, they were basically talking about like how white dudes when they get with black girls
Glow
they
up.
Yeah.
That's the concept of the trend. But he didn't take it in that direction.
Well, yeah. I mean, the glow up is like, they start like buzzing their hair, they start having fades, and they start
Yep.
growing beards. And he was saying that they do that because the black girlfriend in question would be like pulling the guy's hair and punching him. So he grows the beard to like
You
soften the
literally explained this so bad.
punches. Did I not? Just
Okay, the black girlfriend effect, like you said, white men start dating black women and they're blessed enough to experience a glow up.
Think Travis Kelce.
Usually, well,
Before.
old Travis
Yeah.
Kelce. Usually they get fades and grow beards because of their girlfriend's influence on their lives.
Sure.
But Andrew took this wholesome, funny little trend and
Yeah.
he twisted it and he made it sound like they get fades. Why?
Because they buzz their hair because they can't get their hair pulled anymore.
Insane. And then they grow beards so it's padding when they get slapped in the face.
Yeah.
Literally.
Obviously, it's super off color. It's
Off
super
what?
like it's off. Like it's not a good joke. Yo, you do this every time I say a word that you've never heard before. It's super inappropriate and and obviously at the time the Shits and Gigs hosts they were laughing with him at the time.
They didn't
and that was
say anything. They
and
just
that was-
giggled with him on the couch.
And that was where the outrage really came from.
Yes,
It
because
was their
majority
fan base.
of their fan base are black
Yeah,
women.
yeah.
And the only reason they're successful is because of black women.
Yeah, and so it was a frenzy on Twitter. Everybody went stupid crazy on Twitter about
Yep.
this, and they were like,
TikTok as well.
how dare you let this white man joke to you about your people like that, and you just laugh it off. And then the next episode of Shits and Gigs, they do like a 5-minute intro saying like, they apologized
Apologizing.
and they didn't want to be there and it was really uncomfortable, but they just didn't know what to say.
Yes.
And they felt like they were forced to laugh along with the joke. Which... What?
Whatever, like, sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just
They're
think...
two grown men and they could have said something, but they didn't.
No, but also on the apology, I think they wouldn't have apologized had the reaction not been...
No, they wouldn't have, because obviously if the reaction hadn't been huge,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have felt the need to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Maybe within their own circles or privately, they would have
Yeah.
had a conversation about it after.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
they definitely wouldn't have had a 5-minute apology segment
for sure.
if the outrage wasn't
Yeah.
on the kind of level that it was.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen Shits and Gigs since.
Yeah, they've actually fallen off like since that.
Like,
It's
I actually
crazy.
haven't. I would be so interested to study their viewership
Yeah.
and see the trends
Yeah.
because they were on my For You page all the time.
Yeah.
And genuinely haven't seen them since. I've got one Shits and Gigs clip served me since that happened. And it's probably been like 3 months?
Yeah.
3 months?
Yeah, 3, 4.
Wild.
Yeah. Enter Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar has been the artist of this year, rapper of the year, definitely. And he's been active, and he comes out with a surprise album called GNX. First song of the album called Whack That Murals. He has a line where he goes, "Don't let no white comedian talk about black women, that's law."
Period.
Bars. And now everybody, and I mean everybody on the internet started putting 2 and 2 together, and
I mean, it's not fucking hard to draw the connection.
yeah. And immediately everybody's eyes went on to Andrew Schulz. They're like, yeah. Like that was the headlines.
Yes.
From the album, that was the headlines. And
Has he said anything? Andrew?
yeah.
Oh,
And
God,
this is,
here we
I
go.
think this is where you actually like...
Here we go.
This is where you banned me from playing him in my Spotify anymore. Because,
No, he's getting blocked.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh fuck! I already know he's such a loser.
I don't even know. I don't feel comfortable even quoting bro some of this shit.
Yuck.
Okay, so he has his own podcast, and then he has Brilliant Idiots, which is with Charlamagne. But his own podcast, he's kind of like the actual main like leader or like the main guy, and the three people next to him are kind of like yes men in a way. Like they're all buddies, but like they're all yes men and stuff.
Yes.
And so, yeah, his reaction to that was first pointing out the hypocrisy about like a rapper telling a comedian how to treat women. There's kind of I'm devil's advocate. There is some validity in that. Rap has
Can
been
we
notorious.
not like? Can he not look specifically at the rapper he's calling out? I do understand that rappers are notorious for like being womanizers and like fucking around.
Yeah.
But Kendrick Lamar's been married to the same woman since he was like a teenager.
Yes, but he was more calling out the fact that like the hypocrisy of Kendrick Lamar by not him, the artist he works with.
What a fucking weak argument.
I don't think that's that weak.
What a weak argument. Are you kidding me? He couldn't even call out the person like that actually like, you know, Kendrick that actually did this to him, did anything to him. So he's like talking about who he collaborates with and his peers. What a weak argument. It's like someone dissing me and then I go, oh, well, what about your fucking sister? Like,
no, but it's dissing you for the same thing. Like, if you call me out for some shit, but your brother does the same thing, I'm like,
I'm not my brother. Weak argument.
Really?
Really weak.
Okay. So
that's so lame. What a loser.
If Kendrick Lamar threatens Spotify to pull his music from Spotify, if they also pull R. Kelly's music.
What?
So a couple years ago, like back when R. Kelly was about to go down, Spotify like had taken him off the platform. You're not
speaking into the mic at all.
Spotify has taken him off the platform, and Kendrick Lamar started threatening that he would pull his own music if R. Kelly pulled his music.
Weirdo behavior. Why'd he do that?
That's what Andrew Schulz is saying.
Okay.
Okay, there's that.
The point doesn't stand, though.
No, okay, this is still devil's advocate. My goat will not go down.
Okay. I'm actually cringing.
And the other thing is that Kendrick Lamar has also recently announced that he'll be working with South Park.
The cartoon.
Yes.
Right.
And South Park has been notorious for making fun of everybody, but also like black people is part of everybody. And so he just thinks it's like kind of funny that like he's collabing with this comedy series when he couldn't take a joke that Andrew Schulz was saying.
Sure.
Your thoughts?
I just think, like, once again, like, if you can't come for Kendrick directly, don't come at all.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't have it in you to go and fucking, like, at least Drake tried.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, at least he tried. Like, if you can't come for him, then don't come for fucking the industry, his peers, and South Park.
Yeah.
Like, it's so weak.
And then the last thing I'll say is that, like, his response, this is where it gets real ugly, I think, is that he was like entertaining this idea of like Kendrick Lamar's people will fuck him up. Like Andrew Schulz is not claiming he's a tough guy whatsoever. But Andrew Schulz says that like one-on-one, him versus Kendrick Lamar, and I quote, he can make sweet love to that man. And it gets even uglier. He can make sweet love to that man, and Kendrick's choice is either gonna be it's consensual or it's not. And so people took that, and obviously it went stupid viral on Twitter.
It's so easy to hate me, seriously.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of connotation about like just the way he was talking. It was very like slave master-esque.
What a weirdo.
Like it was very like slavery.
Wait, sorry.
coded.
He can take Kendrick one-on-one.
So no, he was saying Kendrick Lamar's people can't fuck him up. He's not a tough guy.
Can't fuck him up.
No, can fuck him up.
Who's Kendrick Lamar's people?
Like the gangs he's with, the bodyguards,
they
like
can
the goons.
Fuck him up.
Yeah,
okay, sure.
He's not claiming he's a tough guy, but he's saying one-on-one, him and Kendrick Lamar in a room, he can make sweet love to that man, and Kendrick's response is that it could either be consensual or it's not.
I have no words.
But
Kendrick said that, or Andrew?
No,
said
Andrew
that?
said. Andrew said
it's going to be.
He can fuck Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick's choice is either it's consensual or it's not.
What actually goes through his head?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Yeah, and so people took that on Twitter, and obviously it went stupid viral, and Because like the whole talk from
And he said this
from that point
on a podcast.
Yeah.
That he had to sit down,
Edit.
turn the microphone on, record,
Yeah.
edit,
Yeah.
watch for approval,
Yeah.
schedule,
Yeah.
and publish.
Yeah. And the whole talk after that point that I just said was very like slavery coded kind of like it just felt weird. He was like, I can make him sit on my lap kind of thing. Like it was just
What a
it was kind of
weirdo.
yucky. So and then he had a more recent podcast with Charlemagne the God, the Brilliant Idiots. Their podcast is called, and he was saying how like he's starting to get like threats to his family and his daughter and stuff. And it's like,
Bruh.
I don't know.
Did you just hear what I just said?
Yeah.
He sat down, recorded,
Yeah.
edited, and uploaded this podcast.
Yeah.
Be so for real.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not saying anyone should threaten his family, should
No,
threaten
no,
him,
no.
should threaten his kids.
No.
But like a little bit of critical thinking, like you uploaded this onto the internet.
Yeah.
Wild.
I feel like the best thing he should have done is not respond.
At all. And it wasn't even directly at him.
He never said his name.
It was, but I feel like it's more of a dig at Shits and Gigs. Like
Yeah.
Shits and Gigs allowed the behavior and didn't correct him.
Yeah.
Like don't let a white comedian talk about black women.
Yeah, the song was
It's
addressing
to
them.
them.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's such like
Yeah.
he just wants to be relevant
Yeah.
so bad.
So I think Andrew Schulz has 6 months to live. Probably the next time he touches down in LA, I think he gets. I really think so, bro.
Really?
Like he's so disrespectful to Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar is like super like Crips, like he's so gang affiliated, like he runs LA pretty much. So like, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't like to be Kendrick Lamar's top op.
This is why you can't let white people get too comfortable. Seriously.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
Yeah, and I think the reason that has happened is because he is surrounded with not white people.
Yeah.
Like there's black people that like
That co-op him,
enable
that like enable him and never correct him and allowed for the behavior,
Yeah.
and then this is how we end up.
And really those are the main culprits in my opinion.
Yeah.
Cause like, yeah. But
I mean, the
So-
album's great. Thank you, Kendrick, for blessing us with that.
Yeah.
And also Shits and Gigs, like, I don't think it's a cancelable offense forever, but definitely learn from this.
yeah. That you guys can come back. Andrew, it's never too late to apologize. Apologize before you get taken off the face of the planet.
Dal needs to get a new favorite podcast.
Yeah.
Like ASAP.
Hey, Joe Rogan.
It's really fucking hard, like,
Yeah.
to find a podcast that's not problematic if
Yeah.
you're a man.
Yeah.
Like, name one podcast run by a man that's not problematic. Yeah.
Not yet, guys. 2025. No, but I mean, yeah, the whole thing is kind of icky, and I don't feel that comfortable saying Andrew Schulz is my goat, so I will take that back for the time being.
No, for good. Surely.
For
No one should
2024.
be your goat, bro.
Okay,
No one should be
can
your
we
goat.
just
They'll
talk about this
always
real
let you
quick?
down. Yeah.
I think with comedians, the point is like, or like the luxury that comedians get is that there is no lines. Like they can literally get away with anything and claim it's a joke. And I guess you're not on board with that.
No, I've had this conversation so many times because Finn really loves comedy,
Yeah.
and I just think like there should be a line, and
Okay.
I think like it's quite. I don't know. I'm not claiming like I'm clearly not the target audience.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sensitive little bitch, but like, and I get offended. But I do think that there should be a line there that like we don't cross. How that line looks, I don't know. How you would like actually like monitor, like I don't know.
Yeah.
It's too hard
Yeah.
of like an industry to, what's the word I'm looking for?
Parole?
Not parole, but like essentially what
Yeah.
I'm saying. It's too hard of an industry to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I just wish that comedians weren't assholes.
Yeah. And claim
Like,
it's comedy.
I wish that we made funny people famous, yes, but funny people that aren't cunts.
Yeah.
That would be fabulous.
Yeah.
And they could look within and decide, oh, I probably shouldn't say that on a stage
Yeah.
in front of like this huge group of people, and then have Netflix film it and put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. So guys, if you have any podcast recommendations, hit me up. I think it's gonna be yeah.